Sup, family? Ooh, that light over there is mighty bright. Hold on. And the one over here is a little dim. Hold on. Almost felt like I was in the interrogation room again. I'm just saying. But today, family, shout out to my sponsor, Steve Saka and them over at Dunbarton Tobacco Trust. I'm wearing my handy dandy Dunbarton hat today. And in the background, I got my handy dandy Dunbarton Tobacco Trust sign. And I'm rocking with my handy dandy Dunbarton Tobacco Trust cutter. So that means, LeeMack, you're going to like this cigar, right? maybe not. I am smoking today the Dunbarton Tobacco Trust Sobremesa Solita Red. I gotta look up and see what Solita means. Solita Red, 6 1/4 by 46 Parejo, comes in a 36 count box, limited production. $18.66 per cigar MSRP. This one is manufactured at Joya de Nicaragua. She's got a nice pigtail on it, if I can get it to focus. There it is. Got a nice pigtail. That's pretty cool. Pretty beautiful looking wrapper. This thing is just shiny and gorgeous looking. You see, it's the red. Bing, bing, bing. Down here it says Sobremesa. And there's your density. There is your density. You gotta have density if you got a cigar. Shout out to your brother Alex Randin. All right. So let's see what we got here. This blend is a stronger varietal of the original 7 tobacco course Solita recipe. It features a dark Rosado, grade 1, Ecuador, Habano, Capa, that's the wrapper, San Andres Negra Capote, I think that's the binder, figure if I know, and a combination of 4 Nicaraguan and a seed leaf Pennsylvania Tripas. Good God Almighty! I got to do my translations. While I do that, y'all get yourselves a drink and get a cigar. We'll be right back. My cigar smoking family. Good evening, my cigar smoking family. Your boy LeeMack912. It was cold today, family. It was even cold down there in Florida today. Shout out to my #1 moderator, LaTanya, and my brother, Matt Bailey. I heard it was cold down there as well. Now, I tried to look up the Spanish pronunciation. It's capote and the capa. And the capote means cloak. And the capa means layer, which tells me nothing. Steve is all Mr. Nicaragua, Mr. Spanish speaking. Oye, mi hermano, todos los días, mi Saka. You know, he doing all his Spanglish, and I don't know what the hell that means. But anyway, you got what it is, $18.66. Very nice looking cigar. Oh, very good. My lips is dry, good Lord. It was cold outside today, family. The real feel was like 29 degrees, and it wasn't so bad that it was cold. But the wind was blowing so bad that it just made it feel even worse than it was. So, all right, let me snip the tip off of this. Can't wait to sit down and smoke me a cigar. And today, what I'm going to be pairing it with is the Folk Metal Oatmeal Stout. This is from Burlington Beer Company. Folk Metal. There you are, Money Matt. Pretty cool looking pretty cool looking. I'm gonna call it a wrapper. It's not a wrapper. It's a, what the hell you call this damn thing? This is what happens to get old. You can't remember the shit. Label. There, I ain't that old. Slightly old because it took a minute for me to get there. So that's it, family. Off the foot, it's like sweet raisins, sweet tobacco and raisins. So I'm gonna say sweet tobacco and raisin. Family, today was another good day. Today was a hard day. It's a Veterans Day, so happy belated Veterans Day to all of my fellow veterans. Shout out to all my people that are out there in the field at this very moment. Freedom isn't free, and somebody's got to go out there and fight the good fight. So no matter how you act or choose to act, you have the freedom in our country to act in a way that we may not agree with, but you are still free to do that. I try not to mix politics and tobacco talk, but hey, listen, this is my show. I do what I want to do. I think some of the current administration folks kind of think that freedom is free for a certain class of people, and maybe those class of people are able to pay for the freedom that they want. Everybody else, let them eat cake. Basically, fuck them. And that's not what our country was built on. Our country was built on individual freedoms, unique freedoms, and these founding fathers, they, I'm going to say, they put it down in ink and voted on it and ratified it in the Constitution of these here United States. So I don't quite, I get challenges to laws, but I don't get how slow we are reacting to some of these things which are obviously unconstitutional. It's bullshit is what it is. Now, I said that. We going to light up our cigar. Brother Dexter! Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hold on, let's check it. Yeah, we good. Here we go. Let's go, y'all. Shout out to Steve again, Cindy, Lafferty, all the people over there in charge at Dunbarton Tobacco Trust. So thank y'all once again for your continued sponsorship of the LeeMack912 channel. Steve is my dude. Now, like I said, that don't guarantee you that I'm gonna like this cigar. I might hate it, but we gonna see. One thing I do know is that Dunbarton Tobacco Trust doesn't make sucky ass cigars. So even the ones that I don't like are not bad cigars. They just don't fit my flavor palette. So this one, I like the size. This one is a 6 1/4 by 46. 46, 48, 42 to 48 is going to be my optimal ring gauge. I love that size. The length, it doesn't matter. I just like it down in that small ring gauge. Matt Bailey, I know Matt. I know. I hear you already, brother. I hear you. Not so much. Smooth. Retro was smooth as well. I'm not getting any peppery spice at the moment. That retro is bringing out a little bit of umami. That's a little light, that seared steak kind of flavor. soy sauce. Shout out to the soy sauce assassin. A little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of saltiness that goes in there. As if I put a little soy sauce in the marinade. Soy sauce for life? Yeah, boy. Some of y'all was around when that was happening. One of my funniest videos. I love that. Good smoke output. Not creamy, but smooth. The retrohale is bringing out a little bit of sweetness as well. Plus, I'm going to write down, started with no pepper. Slight pepper right now. Black pepper. Just kind of leaving it on the back of my palate. Good smoke output. This is good. Look, I hope it stays this way all the way through. Shout out to my fellow reviewer, Tim Rollins. Like he said, I hope it holds. I hope this holds to the end of the cigar, because if it stays right where it is now, I'm digging it. Strength. I'm going to call it the mild side of medium, okay? I was sitting there thinking, do you call it mild plus? It could be mild plus or medium minus, which is different. Most of the Dunbarton cigars tend to have some good kick to them. And this one also might have some before we get to the end. All right, y'all hang on, we'll be back. All right, family. Interesting cigar. I'm gonna tell you why the ash is still holding on. I'm gonna tell you why it's interesting to me. I wrote down earlier the strength is mild side of medium, and as I was smoking along through about an inch long of it, I said continues along with the same strength, which is interesting. Different for me for Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. They usually have a little of those smack you upside the back of your head type cigars. And it's interesting because this blend is supposed to be a stronger varietal of the 7 tobacco core Solita recipe. So I'll have to look and see. Do they have a Solita? I don't know. But the beer is good. I like the beer with it. A good stout on a cold day. It's a good thing. Let me see. Solita in English is the usual, so it's Solita recipe. So could be a stronger varietal of the original 7 tobacco core recipe. So you know how Aganorsa has Criollo 98 and Corojo 99, or swap the numbers around. They start with that and then they build from it. That's probably what this is. They've got a core recipe that they build a lot of the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust cigars on. Now, all y'all cigar aficionados who might say that I'm wrong about some of that, feel free to comment. Because maybe I am, maybe I ain't. I'm trying to put it together as we go along. Shout out to my brother Matt Bailey. Hey Matt, I appreciate what you said to me in the call the other day. I really do. Matt had some advice for me. Sometimes I call Matt and give him advice. Today he was like, well, I got some advice for you. And I got something I need to tell you that maybe you don't want to hear, but I got to tell you anyway for your own damn good. And I appreciate that. See, that's what you call a friend, right? A friend is going to tell you the shit that you do want to hear, and especially they're going to tell you stuff that you might not want to hear, especially if it's for your own good. And when you know somebody is in your corner and they don't mean you no harm, I don't care how harsh what they say is, that's a good friend. You know, I've been noticing too, it's getting cold out here, right? So I forgot, some years ago, I would stop smoking those shade wrappers, Ecuadorian wrappers, anything with a thin wrapper. I tended not to smoke in the wintertime, even though I'm not outside in the cold. I would notice that I would have problems with my wrappers cracking in the wintertime, just the changes in the temperature, that type of thing or whatever. So even though right now I don't have my patio heater on, I've got a little radiator on down here, so my legs are warm, but up top in the room, in the air in the room might be a little chilly, so it may also affect your cigar in a way that is abnormal. Shout out to my patrons. Thank y'all very much. I had a video that I put out on my Patreon channel. Well, I let some things fly. I had to get some stuff off my chest. And, you know, the thing I love about my patrons is I can get it off my chest. It makes me feel better, and then I move on. And it's not really out there so much in the atmosphere. Ooh, that retro just brought out a, what was that? Ooh, what was that? Damn. It came and went with that. It was just a quick retro hail, and bam, that was a flavor that was delicious. I don't know what it was though. It's like, damn, that's good. I want more of that. Oh well. All right, family. I think this is a nice, I'm going to call it a medium cigar. It's got touch of pepper. It's got on the finish a little bit of like toasted bread, umami. It's not very earthy. It's not minerally, so I don't taste any of that ometepe and that minerally or that Dominican or anything like that in there. It says it's got a Pennsylvania seed leaf Pennsylvania Tripa, which I'm assuming is some PA tobacco, but if I had to guess, I would say it's probably not grown in Pennsylvania. That's just my guess, because I don't feel the strength of that Pennsylvania broadleaf or the other varietals that are grown around here. And they kind of grow them right up the road there, you know, so. Yeah, I don't know. But it's very nice, very smooth tobacco, It's a very smooth cigar. I want to say that I'm smoking relatively quick. I don't know, but we're going to see. I'm going to open this up a little bit. I know some people going to say you should have used a V-cut, but straight cut is the way. V-cut is the way to the path of destruction. That sounds like a good Bible verse. I'll be back. All right, family. All right. We are still smoking. I'm going to call it the Sobremesa Red. It's the Sobremesa Solita Red. The usual red. 6 1/4 by 46. I'm digging this cigar. And one of the reasons why I like this cigar was what I'm digging about it is the strength. The strength is not banging me in the head. It's got a nice flavor. It's got some umami, a little meat, soy sauce kind of flies in and out. I started getting some black coffee and black pepper on the retrohale, but the entire time, none of this was like blowing my nose hairs out and making my eyes cross and do any of that crazy stuff. It's a nice, smooth cigar, very, very smooth, and I'm digging the smoothness of this. I had Steve on he did what did we do? A Zoom call one time. And one of the questions that I asked Steve was, hey Steve, you make some good cigars, but why the hell are they so damn expensive? He said, because our cigars don't suck. I gotta appreciate that somebody puts that much passion and love into what it is that they do. One thing I know is that Steve's stuff is also very consistent. I know he has been known to, if a batch of cigars comes across the rolling table and he's testing it out and it's not right, they'll have him take it apart and be like, we can't send that out because something is not right. The other thing I like about Steve is that Steve will take a challenge. One of his cigars, the Now Leave Me the Hell Alone, Steve, I'm gonna say, hates a Lancero. Hey Matt, you and Steve in the same boat. That ain't his zhuzh, that Lancero. But he said, if I'm gonna make a Lancero, I'm gonna make the best Lancero that could ever be made. Hell, I got another one, hold on. Another challenge was the Unicorn. That's the Unicorn, $100 cigar. Steve said, cigar shouldn't necessarily cost $100, but if I'm going to make a $100 cigar, I'm going to make the very best $100 cigar that can ever be made. So he did a lot of cherry picking, picked the highest quality tobacco and the cleanest wrappers, and even in all of that, when he rolled them up, let's say they rolled up 2,500, I want to say maybe they destroyed 1,000 of the 2,500 and then put out 1,500 or maybe even 1,000. I don't know what the exact numbers are. Those that were destroyed or he wasn't going to put out, they cut the heads off and they call it the horn of a dead unicorn. He gave those away. You know, they're like, freebies, getaway. They're very rare cigars because nobody ever sees a horn of a dead unicorn. I got one around here somewhere. It's one of those cigars you be like, I don't want to smoke it because it's a rare cigar, but cigars are made to be smoked. So that's what I like about Steve. When he does something, he does it all the way. The other thing I like about Steve is not afraid to speak his mind. So if you follow him on Facebook, you will see a Steve Saka rant. Regardless, you're going to see it. He's going to tell you what he thinks about whatever the subject is, and he don't hold back. I like that. Man after my own heart. Even though I got a team behind me, though, that they hold me back because there's times that I want to just blast it out, and I just don't because my team says, look, we got bigger fish to fry, so stop. Steve don't care. It's like that old movie, was it Field of Dreams? And they said, if you build it, they will come. And what he's done, I think they're celebrating now maybe their 10th year anniversary. 10 years to build a cigar company, and they've got some great cigars that are out there. They've got a certain number of accounts. You go to the trade shows, sometimes Steve is not offering any specials, no deals, no discounts. He don't want to open up any new accounts because he wants to service the accounts that he already has. A man of integrity. So I like that about Steve. I like that about the company. I like the fact that Steve doesn't get butthurt about what anybody says about his cigars. I tell the story very often. I walked up to Steve in Outlaw Cigar in Kansas City, Missouri. And I shouted to Aaron Brooks, #1 brother out there in Kansas City, Missouri. And I said, Steve, LeeMack912, this is, if I'm 11 years in right now, this had to be like year 2. I was like a nobody, just starting cigar reviews or whatever. I said, Steve, LeeMack912, I do cigar reviews. I've smoked all of your cigars and I don't really care for them. He said, that's cool. But have you tried this one in this size? How about this one in that size? This one in that size? Whatever. So I went and bought all the recommended sizes that Steve said and re-smoked them all. Whether that changed my opinion or not was not important. What is important, the very next time I saw Steve, wherever I saw him, it was like, LeeMack, what's up, brother? How you doing? He remembered my name, and I was impressed that he remembered my name. Because again, I was a nobody. He's just a regular type dude. You'll see him out in the hood somewhere. You'll see him going down a little crazy road to some little Spanish guy in a trailer, getting him a haircut and tipping the guy 3 times what the dude charged because the guy is not charging enough. He's a fair guy. So he's just a solid man's man. He is what he is. And he don't pretend to be nothing that he's not. Somebody like myself. So that's why I rock with Steve. Whether I like the cigars or don't like the cigars, think they're too expensive, whatever the case, I still rock with Steve, and I'll always rock with Steve because Steve has never changed. All the time that I've known him, he's always been the same. First time I call him on the phone, he's like, oh, here's my number, and call me up or whatever. Call me, hey, LeeMack, what's happening? How you doing? All right. And then we get to talking about all kinds of other stuff. I'm sitting on here yapping on the phone like I'm talking with an old buddy. We talking about, anything. Steve can talk. I have a conversation about anything. And I love that about him. All right, family, let me get my numbers together on this cigar, and I will be back, and we're going to wrap it up and get on out of here. All right, family. We are going to give you my numbers, and we're going to get on out. Here I am. Really enjoying this cigar. This is on the list. I could buy this again. I could smoke this again. I think this is a very good cigar for me. Might not be a cigar for you. Might not be strong enough for you. Might not have enough pepper for you. Might not be as earthy as you like it. You don't have that leather flavor. It doesn't have that mineral. It might not have none of the stuff that you like. But if what I talked about sounds like something that you like, I'm going to suggest that you go on out there and get this cigar. For the numbers, family, for the price, I'm going to give it a 3.5. Construction of 5. My flavor, 3.7. Overall smoking experience, 3.75, which gives us a 3.9 out of 5 on the LeeMack912 scale. Family, when you wake up in the morning, you got to tell yourself today is going to be another great day. No matter what, you got to say it's another great day. Because some days you're going to wake up and you're going to face challenges as soon as you get out of bed. It's going to be that text message that's on your phone. It's going to be the you hit your toe. It's going to be that problem that you laid down with last night, and when you woke up this morning, that problem is still there and you don't know how to solve it. In spite of all of that, in spite of all of the sickness that might surround you, in spite of all of the money problems that you might have, in spite of those children that just won't act right, and you taught them right and you taught them well and they just went down the wrong path, my mama says she keep on praying and let the Lord handle them. You can't worry about those things, family, because life is full of challenges. And the longer you live, the more you're going to understand that the challenges are going to exist. And just because challenges exist, it doesn't mean that you can't overcome your challenges. There's some people that struggle every single day with addiction. Every single day. An addict will tell you, a recovered addict or a recovering addict will tell you that I'm never fully recovered. I'm constantly always recovering, and it's an everyday single challenge. People have to do different things to maintain their sobriety. Other people don't have those issues. But whatever your issues are, you got to get up with a positive attitude on the right side of the bed and say today is going to be another great day. Why? Because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the truth and a lie. Come on. You might as well tell it a good damn lie and go on and have you another great day. All right, I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.